The New Dress is a short story by Virginia Woolf that explores themes of insecurity, self-consciousness, and the human desire for acceptance. The story revolves around a woman named Mabel Waring, who is invited to a party. She is a middle-aged woman, socially anxious, and highly self-conscious about her appearance. Mabel wears a new dress that she is excited about, but she quickly becomes obsessed with how others perceive her, especially her appearance at the party. At the party, Mabel feels extremely uncomfortable. She is convinced that everyone is staring at her dress, thinking it's strange or unfashionable. She focuses on every detail of her surroundings and is overly concerned with what others might think of her. Her self-doubt grows as she imagines the guests whispering about her attire. In reality, however, no one seems to notice her or her dress. As Mabel struggles with her insecurities, she reflects on her feelings of inadequacy and the way she judges herself based on others' perceptions. She yearns for approval, but at the same time, she is critical of the social world that values outward appearances so much. Towards the end, she quietly slips away from the party, feeling relieved to leave but still deeply unhappy with how she has been judged by others. The story ends with Mabel's realization that much of her anxiety was based on her own perceptions, not the judgments of others. Mabel Waring is the protagonist of the story. A middle-aged woman, she is invited to a social gathering, and her experience at the party forms the crux of the story. Mabel's thoughts and emotions are central to understanding the themes of the story. She is highly self-conscious and insecure about her appearance. When she wears a new dress to the party, she becomes obsessed with how others might perceive her. Her insecurities are exaggerated, as she imagines others are judging her harshly, even though, in reality, no one pays much attention to her. Mabel's character is symbolic of social anxiety, and the way people often become preoccupied with the way they are viewed by others, especially in social settings. Her experience is an introspective journey that reveals the psychological struggle many individuals face when they feel they don't measure up to social expectations. Mabel's internal thoughts and feelings of discomfort drive the narrative. Her exaggerated fears highlight how self-doubt can warp one's perception of reality and how it leads to feelings of alienation and isolation, even in a room full of people. The other guests at the party are important in contrast to Mabel. They are largely passive figures in the story, serving as a backdrop to Mabel's internal struggles. In Mabel's mind, they represent the social world that she desperately wants to be a part of, but feels disconnected from. These characters are often the focus of Mabel's self-consciousness. She imagines them laughing at her and judging her appearance, especially her new dress. However, the truth is, no one seems to notice her dress at all, emphasizing how Mabel's fears are primarily based on her imagination. The other guests, though not individually developed, serve as a mirror to Mabel's self-image. They represent society's superficial values, which focus on outward appearances and social status. The hostess is mentioned briefly in the story, but plays an important role in Mabel's social anxiety. Mabel imagines that the hostess, along with the other guests, is likely to judge her harshly for wearing an inappropriate dress. Although the hostess does not interact with Mabel directly in a way that confirms her fears, Mabel's perception of the hostess's judgment reinforces the theme of how unrealistic self-judgment can shape one's social experience. The hostess represents the societal expectations that Mabel is trying to fit into, but feels she cannot live up to. The new dress Mabel wears to the party can be considered a symbolic character in itself. Mabel views the dress as the key to her social acceptance and validation. However, rather than bringing her the confidence she anticipates, it becomes a source of anxiety. Mabel's obsessive focus on the dress highlights her misplaced belief that external appearances determine her worth in social settings. Her feelings of inadequacy stem from her assumption that the dress is the main thing others will notice about her. The dress symbolizes how material appearances often overshadow a person's inner qualities, and how social pressure to conform to external standards can lead to personal distress. The characters in the new dress are essential in revealing the psychological complexities of self-image, social anxiety, and the fear of judgment. Mabel's internal struggles, her perception of the other guests, and her obsession with her appearance all serve to expose the internal emotional turmoil that many people face when navigating social interactions. Woolf uses these characters to explore the tension between inner self-perception and societal expectations, making the story a profound commentary on human vulnerability and insecurity. The New Dress is a poignant commentary on the psychological impact of social expectations and the way our own insecurities often create barriers between us and others. Through Mabel's experiences, Virginia Woolf explores the theme of self-perception and the internal struggle with social acceptance. This story serves as a reflection on the complexities of human emotions and the way individuals often overestimate how much they are judged by others, especially in a social setting.